I mentioned that $77 trillion may be poured into the cryptocurrency market in a very, very short period of time. What exactly does this mean? And we have an update on Elon Musk's decision to shut down Shiba Inu. What exactly happened there? Has the absence of Shibarium updates harmed Shiba Inu? Is it only the overall market that has gone up and down? Or is Voyager selling Shiba Inu, or is someone else selling Shiba Inu in the aftermath of the SEC? So we're going to go over everything. All I ask is that you offer me a beautiful grin if this type of stuff attracts you. Break it. Press the like button. Because in contrast to other channels on this channel, likes are free. So make the most of this occasion. The Shiba Shake is everyone's favorite portion. I'd want to speak briefly with you about our partner Moomoo, who is giving away 15 free stocks plus 1 extra share of Tesla or Google. Tesla is therefore $250. You could take advantage of that, plus an additional share that is not included in this. That's why I wanted to provide you an update. They told me I get an extra one, even though it doesn't mention so in the prospect, if you use my link in the description down below. So go ahead and check it out today. Don't pass up this fantastic opportunity if you are a resident of the United States of America or Australia. So cryptocurrency has been flat, right? More flat than the Dead Sea. Have you visited the Dead Sea? It's completely flat, right? There are no waves. And you're able to float, right? You take a seat, relax, and float. But it's quite harmful to get it in your eyes since it's extremely salty and your eyes would burn like an MMF, right? But as you can see, it's flat. But there was a decent joke. I was about to add something else when I realized, I don't know, I might get canceled. However, it has been flat. Bitcoin is currently trading around $30,620, albeit there has been a slight increase in the last half hour. Isn't that right? A small bump in the Bitcoin market. Bitcoin has gained 1.16%. Shiba Inu is up 1%, while Ethereum is up 1.33%. Bitcoin continues to be intriguing. It's making a comeback up 10%. And the majority of the movement occurred in the past 10-15 minutes. You can see that after a strong run-up, it is also consolidating. As a result, it ran up alongside Bitcoin before consolidating. Is it the crypto market in a state of flux, a zone of flux? The central terrain here is shifting. So what's going on? What happened is that we went up consolidation. Didn't we go up? Consolidation increase in value. Consolidation increase, consolidation. Unless there is a tremendous, massive bull run, this is what happens in the crypto market. That is normally what occurs after a Bitcoin halving, which is roughly 10 months away. You'll see 1 or 2 high days and then flat. On the other hand, 1 or 2 significant fall-off days followed by flat. Just keep in mind that when you're FOMOing in, you need to consider the circumstance and the timing for these things that are moving. But it's intriguing enough. Is that $27 trillion, not trillions of dollars, is coming to Bitcoin, Shiba Inu, and the rest of the cryptocurrency market. Isn't it started with Bitcoin? Yes, it's starting with Bitcoin, but I believe it will spread to the rest of the cryptocurrency sector as seen by this tweet from Hong Kong rating agency CFAC announcing its virtual asset index. In addition to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stablecoins, they will be adding to the list of here. And I believe it's behind my head, so I'll turn my head for a moment. Shiba Inu is directly over EOS, right on the bottom here, as you can see. Right? So they thought, okay, only Bitcoin and Ethereum. Right. We'll tolerate that, but they're currently adding additional Shiba Inu. And while these companies are starting with Bitcoin ETFs and the like, we could see a shift to other things in the future, right? Oh, right, they might say. The Bitcoin ETF is excellent. Let's also make a SHIB ETF, an Ethereum ETF, and I'm not sure, an XRP ETF. I'm not sure. Unless they win the case, this XRP ETF will be difficult to obtain past the SEC. But that's why I was thinking about someone who wasn't on the SEC target list at the time. Right. Shiba Inu is therefore not in the list. That is why it is a good one, right? But it would be a fascinating scenario. I believe we will receive an update on BlackRock's spot ETF. It will take some time. It could take up to 6 months or 10 months. Please provide an answer, and it's a fascinating scenario. I read somewhere that the US government and the SEC are overcorrecting and attempting to attack the cryptocurrency market because of FTX and because so many US politicians were caught with their pants down, right, taking big donations from FTX, whereas the rest of the world didn't get caught with their pants down from FTX, right? They weren't taking their money. The politicians act as though they have no quarrel with the Bitcoin business. On the contrary, we support the Bitcoin market, and I believe this will be detrimental to the United States. But we'll have to wait and see what happens in the long run. Maybe I'll be an elderly guy in 30, 40, or 50 years, right? I'll be around 80 years old, sitting back and watching to see what's going on. And it will be fascinating to witness how the world changes during that period. Who can say? I'm not sure what will happen, but embarking on that adventure will be quite exciting. Today's stock market futures are slightly higher. With the situation in Russia, Mother Russia, oil continues to fall by 68 cents, right? As a result, you must pronounce Nitsbaruski Panamaya. There were many people who came from Russia to Israel in the 1990s and 1980s, and many of them spoke Russian. So the elder age comes up to you and asks whether you speak Russian, but you have to tell them no, you don't. This is a funny thing to say because you only discover it as an adult. So that's an intriguing scenario with oil and how it might affect incoming CPI figures for the next generation. I came across this story here. Shiba Inu value is suffering due to a lack of Shibarium updates. On one hand, I'm thinking, yes. If you compare Shiba Inu to Bitcoin, you'll notice that it made a fairly fantastic run from the low, 20% pop. And if you look at the same time span, Shiba Inu has actually made a bigger jump than Bitcoin. It has increased by 40% since the low. Right. But if you go ahead and zoom out a little bit farther, say from here to here. So from April until now, it's been flat. And the Shiba Inu has dropped 34% from April to today. So if you look at that time range, it is down. Is this due to a lack of Shibarium updates, or is it due to the fact that Shibarium has not yet been released? I don't believe there is a scarcity of Shibarium updates. It is currently being tested. Right. So there's not much to update other than we've done X number of transactions and have X number of wallets linked. I mean, there isn't much you can actually update. We discovered this bug. We discovered it. But what exactly do you want them to update? When can we expect an update, I believe? And they're hesitant to give a schedule, because if the deadline isn't met, then if you're in a firm and you give a customer and say, hey, all customers, I'm going to show you how a high-tech company works, and you say, hey, customers, we're going to release the new version in June. Okay, we're testing it and doing it, and were we doing it correctly? And then we respond, ok, not. July, correct? Okay, so they'll say, ok, no problem, July, no problem, right? It is effective. Isn't the earlier version still functional, despite the fact that the new version contains several updates, exciting features, and new features that we desperately require and desire? It doesn't mean the end of the world. But here, if they say, hey, June, and they say, hey, no, July, and we say, no, August, we're encountering some testing issues that we need to resolve before the price of Shiba Inu drops because people will panic. But there's no need to panic because they're attempting to improve things. So that's a little bit of an anecdote there. And you may have learned about the inner workings of a high-tech firm, but it's a fascinating scenario. And there's an update on Shibarmy. They were suspended because they tweeted at Elon Musk and were having problems, but they are now back. So if you want to know how many Shiba Inu are being burned every hour, as well as the market cap of Shiba Inu and the entire supply, and you enjoy following that, this is the place to be. So they've returned. They've reopened their doors. You may also follow them on Twitter. I also follow them. You can see I'm following, can't you? Then it offers you an update so you can see what's going on. And sometimes you see a large fire there and think, oh, what was that? Interesting. Who'd get it? And if that's something that interests you, you can look into it. But once again, this is just my view. Again, always conduct your own research before investing. I'd rather you buy Shiba Inu now than wait until we